Hi Taurus, welcome to your October 2018 tarot forecast. Please like and subscribe and make sure to check out the videos for your rising and moon signs as well. This month I'm starting all of my videos with a couple of grounding cards. And actually, I'll confess, I needed to do a reading for Sagittarius before you guys, but I'm really not feeling the fire energy, much more in tune with Earth right now. So I skipped ahead to you. Don't tell Sag. These are the two cards I pulled for you guys. Wow. The Magician and Judgment. Dope. Okay. You guys are being called right now. You're being activated in some way. Here's what I love about the Magician coming down with Judgment. The Magician, as many of us know, is a card of manifestation, of taking the divine energy and putting it into the real world. Judgment is a card that calls on us, that calls on our soul, okay? And what that call is going to be different for everybody, okay? It could be your soul's purpose. It could be needing to connect with a certain person, but there is a call that is coming from outside of you. The thing about life, though, is that oftentimes when we get the judgment call, we aren't in a place to answer it. Sometimes we aren't in a good spot. Sometimes we can hear the message, but we don't have the tools at our disposal to act in the way that's going to help us answer the call to divine's highest good, okay? Sometimes, and that's just life, sometimes you know what you need to do, but things aren't lined up in the right way that you can actually execute them, right? That's just the truth. It really is. What I love about the Magician coming down with Judgment is it means that both things are happening at once. You are being called and you have what you need to answer the call. You have all the tools on your table. You can almost even think about this as like, if you look at this trumpet facing down and the Magician pointing up, it's kind of like going directly into that, right? You are taking this call, you are taking this, you are channeling this divine message and you are making it manifest on earth. I want to know a little bit more, obviously, about what that is, but this is a great energy for us to start this reading. It means that you guys are aligned right now, you're in tune right now, and you're needed right now. God, the universe, whatever you want to call source, is calling on you and you are ready to answer that call in the month of October 2018. Let's see what else we can find out about this. And you got it. You guys, you know, whatever it is you're being called to do, you better believe you've got the tools and resources to handle it this month. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. And the Magician is ruled by Mercury, which is, among other things, a planet of intellect. So for a lot of you guys, it might be manifesting. You might be answering this call. You might be manifesting what needs to be created in a very intellectual way. But let's pull some more. So, okay, we had the Five of Cups, the Devil, and the reverse Three of Pentacles, which keeps coming up for people this month. It's so wild. Okay, so this is interesting. Some challenges here to what's going on over here, okay? But let's go through them. So the Devil is a card that keeps us bound to beliefs, okay? And that it's coming down with the Five of Cups makes me think that maybe there have been some bad experiences for y'all recently, Taurus, and you're really holding on to them. With the Three of Pentacles in particular, I often see that placement as meaning that you're not feeling supported in the way that you want to feel supported by family, by coworkers, by friends, by your partner, whomever it is. It's not divine support. We know you've got that over here with the Magician and the Judgment, but it's of the world network support. You are feeling like that is lacking right now, that the people in your life aren't giving you what you need. You're feeling sad about that, and that's getting you caught up in a mental space that we don't need you in to manifest, okay? So if you have been, I don't know if that betrayed is quite the right word, but if you are feeling like you haven't been getting what you need out of people, that people that are close to you, your loved ones, aren't delivering for you right now, maybe that is part of the call, is to manifest some new people, okay, to manifest some new options. Doesn't necessarily mean that you need to get rid of the old. I know that is something that keeps coming up for you guys in readings. It's what you guys get. My Taurus videos get more dislikes than any other sign. You guys really don't like when I tell you that, but I'm sorry, it's the truth. You know, that has been coming up for you guys this year. There are people that you need to be leaving behind that you can't seem to get over. So if you want to dislike this video and get upset about that, that's fine. But if that is hard for you to part ways with, then instead of thinking about parting ways, then think about bringing somebody new in. Bring in someone else. If your friends aren't showing up for you in the way they need to show up, bring in some new friends. You have to ditch your old ones. You know, if your lover isn't being present the way you need them to be, get another lover. Shit, it's 2018, guys. Who's monogamous anymore? I mean, you know, whatever. It depends on your situation. But, you know, I really think about, if you can't let something go, then think about the ways in which you can bring something new in, because you are being called to do that. There's no doubt about that in the month of October, Taurus. Now is the time for you to manifest. But you cannot manifest from the space of sadness. You cannot manifest from the space of lack or from the space of bondage, from feeling like you are tied to a particular person or a particular community or a particular belief system. That's not going to work for you here. You know, we're trying to manifest the new. And this isn't just for your own good, right? Like, the Judgment card is all about I keep saying a higher calling. It is. The Judgment is one of my very favorite cards in the entire tarot deck. It's just no nonsense. Shit just got real. That's what this card is. God is calling your line direct. You know, like, you can't new phone who this God, you know? So, I mean, really, you gotta answer it, Taurus. You really have to answer that call. And I think you will. The Magician's down. But there is just some caution here with this Devil, 5 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles reverse. But let's pull more. Oh my God, you guys, I'm sorry. Half of my deck just flew out. We're not going to read half the deck, guys. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay. All right. You guys, maybe this is why my Taurus videos get so many dislikes. All right, let's try that again. Taurus. What else do we need to let Taurus know about? What are you manifesting? Okay, that wanted to come out. Okay. So we have, interesting, the 4 of Cups, which is also, I think, a call. God, you guys, the 4 of Cups, the 10 of Wands, and the Page of Swords. So the 4 of Cups in this reading, I think, is really a sign that you guys need to just make sure that you're open. You're open to this. Okay? Notice the defensive posture of this dude. He's missing what's being handed out to him. Don't be that way this month. Make sure that you're keeping your eyes open, your mind open, your heart open, your spirit open, because divine is trying to talk to you in the month of October, Taurus. The 10 of Wands is a card that cautions us not to do things just because that's the way we've always done them. You'll notice this guy isn't really he's not handling this task in the smartest way. And the 10s in general really call on us to complete something, to start a new cycle. So if you've been trying something, if you've been making things harder on yourself than they need to be, now is the time to change that. You know, if there's a certain area in your life where things aren't going the way you want them to go, ask yourself how you're handling that situation and why you're handling it the way you're handling it. Are you handling it because it's the most efficient, creative, effective, innovative, uplifting way, or because it's just the way you've always done it? If it's just the way you've always done it, now is not the time. Now is not the time. We on the new now. Okay? Okay. All right. And then we have the Page of Swords. I'm going to pull some more. I want a clarifying card on this guy. But the Page of Swords I always like to think of as being like a breath before you dive. So taking a pause before you charge. But charge into what? What is up with this Page of Swords? What is up with this Page of Swords? Page of Wands. Okay. You guys are getting ready to strike out on a new phase in your life. You guys are getting ready to make a really big change. Like a new chapter level change, okay? Like maybe by the end of this month, early November, it's going to be the kind of thing where my life was one way before this happened and my life was a new way after this happened, right? It's going to be kind of like a defining moment in your timeline. So, but October, I don't think that's happening in October, but I think it's happening for you in maybe like November, December. October is the pause. October is the pause before you make that change. But that change is coming. Absolutely 100%. You guys are ready now. You're ready. This whole year, again, be mad if you want. This whole year has been you guys kind of lingering in spaces you no longer belong. And you're finally now, as we're moving into November, as we're moving into the winter season, you guys are finally starting to get it. You're like, okay, yeah, I need to move on now. This isn't working this month because you're a Taurus and you all have your own process. You're not a fast moving energy, which I think is good. You guys are slow, plotting, kind of deliberate, right? Cool. Take the month of October to breathe it in. Take a month of October to catch that breath. And to work through all of this stuff down here with the Devil and the Five of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, okay? Take that pause. Know where you're moving as you move forward. And also, again, this is a really big card in this reading, I think. Really make sure you understand why you do the things you do and getting right with those things. If it's just because it's the way you've always done it, or if it's just because, I don't know, sometimes I think Taurus is a sign that you guys have a tendency to romanticize toil. You guys have a tendency, it's so funny because Taurus is always depicted as this lazy sign. I don't agree with that at all. Tauruses can be indulgent, but I don't think you guys are lazy. I don't think I've ever met a lazy Taurus in my life. I don't know why that is, why people say that about you guys. Indulgent, okay, yes, that I will agree with. But lazy, no. When you guys will put in the work. I do think sometimes though, you almost do it for the sake of doing it. You almost do it for the sake of like bragging about it or having a certain like, look at me, I'm like a hard worker, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, cool. Like, look, it's, this is capitalism. We all like to brag about how much we work, but really make sure moving forward that the toil you put in has a purpose and you're not doing it just to say that you did. Does that make sense? You're really, everything you do, every ounce of energy you expend on an effort is directly related to the output and not just for the look, not just to say that you did the work, right? You did the work for what though? Always keep your eyes on the objective. So I see some of that in this 10 of Wands energy too. Let's pull some more. So funny. It is funny to me how like Tauruses tend to, I feel like you guys are some of my more surly viewers. God, I keep dropping so many cards. All right, you know what? We're going to read them. I'm over it. Because I think I am a Gemini and I think in real life our energies have trouble combining. Because we just say Geminis are just blunt as hell and Taurus is really like that. So sorry. If you're watching, I appreciate you tuning in. I know it can be a little bit hard sometimes. Bam, 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 bam. We've got King of Pentacles, Six of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Hermit card. Really interesting. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is you, okay? Somebody who really cares about their home, somebody who really cares about their material surroundings, not in a bad way, not in a shallow way, just, you like having, you're a Taurus, you like having your house nice, you like having your family close, you have a certain lifestyle, okay? That's cool, that's fine, whatever. We also have though the nine of Wands down with the Six of Cups. It's making me wonder, these two cards together, if there's some kind of PTSD coming up for you in the month of October. Perhaps as you're thinking about this change, and even with I would add the King of Pentacles to this too, some family trauma. I'm getting a sense of family trauma here, of family trauma acting on, being a mechanism. Let me rephrase. Family trauma influencing the mechanisms by which you approach problems, the mechanisms by which you approach new opportunities. This is a problem. This is a problem for you. There's some releasing that needs to happen before you move on to the next thing here. As you're taking this pause, as you're taking this breath in the month of October, there is some residual childhood trauma that is being asked to be handled right now. And it doesn't need to be heavy. It doesn't need to be like, severely, it could be. I was severely abused, blah, blah, blah. It could just be, look, all of us are traumatized by childhood. Everybody has childhood trauma. You know why? Because life is horrifying. Life is so scary and so overwhelming and so trying. Even if you had a great family, even if you had a great upbringing, you're still traumatized. Being a child in the world is a scary, traumatizing experience. So we all have something there, so just really trying to pinpoint what that is, what it is that makes you do this. That's the way to get that, whatever this is the way to figure it out. Why are you doing things this way? Because of something from your past, something you learned in childhood that isn't serving you anymore. And how are we going to move past that? The Hermit. This is my favorite card. This is my very freaking favorite card. I am the Hermit. I love the Hermit. Right here, you see these? These are prayer beads that I had custom made based on this freaking card. I love the Hermit so much because the Hermit is all, people think the Hermit is about isolation. False. Wrong. The Hermit is about solitude. There is a difference. Isolation is negative. It's unhealthy. It's being closed off when we need others. Solitude is a choice. Solitude is an empowering choice that we make so that we can get in touch with ourselves. And what happens when we do that, as the Hermit card shows us, we can then become a guiding light to others. So this month, there's a little bit of pain you're working through. I want to remind you that we started this reading with incredibly strong cards of Judgment and the Magician. So all of this stuff, these pains, these wounds, this childhood trauma that we're kind of consolidating here in the month of October, all of that is going to propel you forward into manifesting some really beautiful stuff that divine spirit wants you to manifest. This isn't just like, oh, I got a new job. That's great. This is life, soul calling level stuff. Okay, high level stuff. And in the month of October, as you're taking this pause, as you're taking this sacred pause before you leap, go inside. Go within. Have some time to yourself, Taurus. Have some time to yourself. Get a little separation from your family if you can, as much as you can. Have some alone time. Can you build in like a day, even half a day to be by yourself and really just think about things? Can you build in, if you can do more than that, a weekend, a week, whatever's plausible for you in the life that you live. Build that in right now and make sure that it's reflective, nourishing time, not just like, oh, let me watch Netflix, journaling, meditating, going on some kind of retreat, however it is that you get in touch with source, do that here in the month of October. It's really important because you guys do have some real work that you need to do that the world needs from you. And we need you, we need you out here, Taurus. So you want to make sure that you're in a good headspace. I want to pull one more card. I say that, but the whole deck will probably come flying out again. I don't know why that's only happening for you guys. That hasn't happened to me in any other video. See, it almost just happened again. What's going on? All right, here we are. Here it is. Hi. There it is. Ten of Swords. There it is. It's time for something new. It's time for something new. The Ten of Swords, yes, it's a card of endings, but I think the most powerful way to interpret and think about this card is that this is a card that lets you know the way you've been doing things isn't working anymore, and you've taken it as far as you possibly can. The method, the strategy that you have been using is you have taken it to the limit. There's nowhere else to go. And now you have to change the game. Now you have to switch it up if you want to move past this. You've exhausted it all. You've done everything you can. It's time to move on. It's time to change up your strategy, okay? So this month of October, again, I don't know how many times I should say it, but really just to recap, there is perhaps some pain, something that you've been having trouble letting go of. I do think it is related to others. I do think it's related directly to your support system. Who specifically that is going to differ depending on the person. But there's something here that needs to be let go of, that needs to be released, okay? You guys need to really assess the way that you've been doing things, the way that you've been handling things, why you've handled them the way that you have. And as I said before, there's some childhood pain. There's family pain here. Okay, family of origin stuff here that's coming up for you. You need to go into the hermit mode, examine that, reflect on it, process it. I know you guys have, again, you're a process oriented sign. So, know what your process is and start implementing it. Might take some time. That's okay. With the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands down, we are getting a sense here that like you have time. You don't have until the end of time, but you do have the month of October, a moment to really take things in and process things in the way that you like to process them. Okay. And I'm interested to see what your November reading will be, because I think in the coming months, we're going to see some big action on your guys' part. But right now, you're in the building up stage. Who did I say this for? I think it was Capricorn too. So another earth sign. You guys are in a contraction phase right now. By which I mean you're going inwards, you're gathering energy, you're kind of turning away from the external world a little bit, and you're really getting yourself together before you go back out. Okay, so this is happening right now. This is a process of life. We all do this. As big things are about to happen, we tend to go within, gather our resources so we're ready when the explosion happens. That's what's happening for you guys right now. So acknowledge that, honor that process, do whatever it is that you need to do to get ready for a big expansion, because that's going to be coming soon, a big change, and really honor that. Okay. All right, Taurus, I hope that was helpful for you. And then this won't get 1,000 dislikes. If you did like it, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, you can just leave. Like, you don't need to be rude. And also I would definitely check out your rising sign. I think for you guys, that'll be really helpful here too, since there is some contraction happening. There is a little bit of struggle here in the month. So having that additional piece of information I think would be helpful. So if you don't know your rising sign, you can just Google free birth chart calculator. If you know your time of birth, then you can calculate your rising or ascendant sign. It means the same thing. Okay, I hope that was helpful, y'all. I'm interested to see what comes up next month for you. Until then, have a good October, and I will see you all in November. Bye.